Good morning, guys. Lillian with Lily Ray's Collection. Today we are going to be drawing some braids. I'm going to continue my series. I'll show you. This is just, curly hair. This was a practice. And this was a practice, which I thought was adorable. And then here we are with braids. Today is day number Today is day number 4. I'm going to make this one 4 instead of 8. So this is the one that we're going to be drawing. Except the top, I did it a little bit different. So, and we're going to be coloring it with some pencils, colored pencils. The first two that I did not color with pencils, but once I finish the series on Friday, then I'll come back on Monday and I will go ahead and redo this one and put some color in it, but facing forward. So let's just see how that one is. This is the one facing forward. So I'm going to redraw this one a little bigger, and this way we can go ahead and use the pencils to color it in so that you can see how it looks with color. This was just black and white and very little color on the side. But I do love the way this one came out. These two are for number 2 and 3. We won't go into that one. This one I was experimenting because I wanted it to go over the top of the crown of the head. So I made it a little boxy. So this is just one example for you that I can draw out for you today. And this is a different type of braid. This is more a heart-shaped braid, and this one's more of a square. So this is what it would look with color, or how it would look with color. Alright, so let's get started. This one here is the one that we're going to be working on. I went ahead and did it, but I wanted to explain to you how I did it so that you can practice it. Now, I only started with this line on top, making a curved line, right, thinking about the back of your head. And then I just started with, think of chunks of pizza. So you're going to make a pizza wedge here, a pizza wedge here, and then this develops its own pizza wedge, right? And then once you have that there, you're going to go ahead and create a semicolon. And then you're going to attach this line from the top to the bottom. Again, from top to bottom. And the same thing on this side, top to bottom. And make sure that when you're doing it, you round this off. Alright, these are going to be rounded off. So as you do that, you come down. And then you do a semicolon again in the opposite side. Rounding this off, bringing that down. And this is supposed to be a very loose braid. It's a little different than this one. This one's a very tight braid. This one's loose. This is more like a fishtail braid. And again, this is all you do going down. You do the semicolon again to the opposite side of the one that's on top, and you put in your lines, making sure that they have some sort of curve. Again here, you put your semicolon in, and try and make the semicolons the same size up until the middle of the braid, and then they become smaller so that that braid is more narrow, because you'll have less hair as you go down. So again, the semicolon. Alright. Semicolon going the opposite side. And these are all different variations of braids that I will show you during this week. See how it gets shorter and shorter, and then the hair, the rest of the hair, right, for your ponytail. Always remember it has to kind of be round. And then this one comes this way. I don't like that line there. Let me take this out. Let's see if I can't start all over again here. So we're going to go in around like this. Like that. Bring it to a point. And then this one is going to be around and out. Around and out. 2 circles like that in a wave. And you don't need to draw hair in between. You're going to do everything with your colored pencils. So that's as easy as making this braid. And let me use this one. I did forget to attach my files to it, to the first braid that I made, but I will do that today. I'm just gonna add it, and you'll be able to pick it up in my on my Facebook page, and that you can look for Lillian Reyes, LILLIAN REYES, and I will have the file so that you can use that. Alright, so let's go ahead and color this in. Now, to begin, I want to use my kneaded eraser. By the way, today is Today is 11/18, November 18th, and I am in Central Florida, and it is cold here. Believe it or not. It's 55 degrees this morning, which I love. So I'm going to take the kneaded eraser and put it in a round kind of shape, and then to bring down the ink on this, the lead on this, so that it's not as visible, you want to just roll your kneaded eraser back and forth. See how it's taking it out? You just want a hint of the lines so that you can see what you're doing, and that when this braid is finished, you can't see your lines. I know that the kneaded eraser, a lot of people use it to erase, literally like this with it, but it doesn't work as well when you erase it like this as opposed to rolling it, and I don't know why. But here we are. See how it takes it out? As it gets bigger, you just smush it again. There. Okay. Alright, so that's very faint. That's good enough. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my pencils. And these are the pencils that I'm going to be using. I have here different brands of pencils. Only because I don't have enough of one brand. But I resolved that by getting the, I ordered my Caran d'Ache 76 pencils, which should have all of the colors. The other one that I ordered from Caran d'Ache was the 40 set, and that doesn't have all the colors. So I'm going to use this one, and I'll tell you which brands they are. This is a Jane Davenport, and it says Highlight. This one is Jane Davenport Buzzy. This is Faber-Castell Polychromos, and this is white. Y is white. This one is Derwent Graphic Sage, number 12. So this is a very soft lead. The higher the number for the lead, the softer the lead. This one is Ochre, which you could see I love and use. So this is Ochre Derwent, and it says C590. And then this is Prismacolor, and this is a bronze 1028, PC 1028. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my handy dandy camera that I got at the flea market about 2-3 weeks ago. Isn't it lovely? It's antique. I'm so excited about my pencil sharpener. It's a pencil sharpener, look. And it works. The best part is that it works. So the Prismacolors, unfortunately, the lead breaks. You know, I don't understand why, but it does. But if it breaks, just sharpen it again. That's the Jane Davenport one, and you should have your pencils nice and sharp. So that you have sharp lines. The Derwent, ooh, what happened with my Derwent? I think this one's too big for that. So this is our Derwent. Okay, so let me use my other one. I have another pencil sharpener here. This is a Prismacolor pencil sharpener. Yeah, see, this one works. As you can see, I have several sharpeners. These are only two that I'm displaying. The Derwent pencils are a lot thicker. Okay. So there we go. In between, you're going to have to stop and sharpen again, or sharpen them as you use them. That's just the way it is. Alright? Okay, so I'm going to start with my lightest color because this is the base that I want. I have my... Always use a fluffy brush to scatter away your bits so that your oils from the hand don't go onto your picture. Even though this is a practice picture, you get into the habit of using this fluffy brush. This was at the dollar store, Wet n Wild, $1. Okay, so we're going to start on this side. I'm going to start, and again, this will take some time because doing hair does take time. You have to take your time, don't rush it. oh, what was I gonna say? What I do is I put the base color down first, and this is how I put it down. Oh, what I was gonna say is that if you want to speed up the video, just use the gear where it says settings. It's a round gear, and you can speed it up or slow it down as much as you'd like. Because I said that this series was going to be in real time, so. But I know it can become a bit boring, but I find that I like to watch any video one time straight through, and then I like to sit with the video playing and creating my art, my practice piece, and that is the only way that you'll get better, is by practicing. So notice I'm not going back and forth. I'm just using striations, long striations, to put in my base color. That's just how I do it. I don't know how it would turn out with just going back and forth. I think you would be able to see it, but again, you don't know until you practice. I have to take off my sweater because I'm getting a little hot here with the lights. Okay, so you go in the direction of the hair when you're putting down your color. And again, this is just the base. My new pencils are supposed to come in on the 26th. I created this example here on the left so that you could see how beautiful it looks. But I'm using different colors. This one I believe is going to be more bronze blonde, like a platinum blonde. See here, it almost completely wiped out my line. So with that, I'm going to take my bronze pencil and I'm going to lightly define that line. And all that is going to be blended in. Same thing with this one, just so that you don't lose your lines. Very light. I started the hair series because it's, you know, like everything else for everyone else, it's difficult. I think that for me, I'm a visual learner, so I think that a braid is very easy to create on an actual head. I know how to braid hair, but it's another thing putting it down on paper to make it look realistic. So that's why I decided that I would go ahead and do these series so that you get in the practice with pencil and also color. I think the hardest is color, you know, so I'll be doing these braids and then I'm going to do loose hair as well. I need a manicure very bad, but I've been lazy. I didn't go out this weekend because it was extremely cold and I wasn't feeling well. And I did not press down on this pencil very much. Okay, so we're done with this one. Put it here. Now, I'm going to do the yellow, and the yellow we're going to do it the same way. But I'm just going to use striations, and we're going to leave some areas open. We're not going to do the whole head yellow because you want your braid to be in between a little darker, which shows the depth, and the darkest part would be inside here, the braid here, and in between these crevices here. Round it off. I always forget to round things off. See, it has to have a like a wave. Okay, now we're going to do the gold. And this is one of the pencils that you're going to be using for the dark shadows. And again, I'm not pressing hard. You don't want to burnish the paper because you have to use, you're going to have to do a couple of layers. Okay, so now all right. Again, you know, I'm barely touching the paper. Turn your pencil, you know, rotate it. Remember that you're going to have a highlight in between, so that is where you're going to be stopping when you put in this color. Your light is coming from above, which I should have said that in the very beginning. I do apologize. And you see, you're making sort of like a white arch. Alright, so I'm going to put that one there. And then I'm going to go back to the yellow. And then we're going to take, this is, it says sage, so it's like a greenish brown. It's a very light brown. But it is a soft pencil. See how it darkens it? And I'm not pushing too hard. I want to also do these braids once again with using Copic markers. I think that would be the hardest, is using the Copic markers, because you really have to have control over those markers when you're putting down your color. Then I'm going to use the ochre. what I will do once I finish this layer, then I'll do the rest in time lapse. Then you can use this as part of the video to stop and start at your leisure. And then I'm going to use the white to sort of blend it in. And we're going to touch the white onto that center. So you do the top first, and again, not pressing too hard, and then you do the center there. Okay, so now again, I like to put my pencils in the same order so that I don't use them in the wrong order according to what I already did. So this one here I have to sharpen. And again, this is going to be very light because this is the base. So the base, I'm going to put it right back on that white there, in the highlighted section, I should say. Okay. And then we're going to use the yellow again. And this yellow we're going to incorporate all throughout the dark areas. And this, you're going to push a little more on the pencil. You're going to apply more pressure, but not so much that it's going to stick out like a sore thumb. And then the bronze again. Remember, in here is going to be your dark areas. I do apologize if you hear me wheezing. take care of the top like this, very lightly, to fill in the color, because you don't want to have a thick line across the top. And so gently you want to add that. See? Okay. Okay, so now we're going to do the, I believe it's the okra. And then this brown, again, don't press too hard on the brown. Remember to kind of give them some shape. And you're just going to make like the roots of this darker. And the same thing with this. Not too dark. This piece takes about an hour to 2 hours to complete. I know that sounds like a lot of time, but you have to take your time in doing this for it to come out correctly. The darkest, remember, is always the roots. And if you want to give some interest here, you make these a little thicker. Just a little bit. And then your white to blend everything. Okay, and there you have your chunk of hair. which I think looks lovely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on time lapse, and then I'll be back to talk about this young lady. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that. I'll be back. Practice. Practice with me. If you are drawing your braid and you are practicing with me, just put a comment down below, practicing with you, or practice, or following you, or arting with you. Alright? Alright guys, here is the finished braid. As you can see, it is not a perfect braid, but it's not supposed to. So now, we're going to put some loose strands from the braid, because it's not, as I said, it's not supposed to be perfect. Hair is supposed to be, you know, sticking out. So you can put as many or as little as you want. Just like that. As you can see, I'm touching it very light. Okay, I think that came out pretty neat. And this is a French blonde, let's say platinum braid. I don't want to write with that. This is a very soft pencil as well. This is 12B. I'm going to put here, wow, this pencil's like butter. Soft. Platinum braid. Okay, so we're done with this one. This one I wanted to go ahead and redo. Maybe what I'll do, because we're about 40 minutes into this one, what I'll do is I'll have a separate segment just on her, on this particular hairdo. Alright guys, as I said, leave a comment down below, and I wanted to let you know that I had a silent giveaway, and Kathy D won. So Kathy D, leave me a message via Messenger with your address, and I will send you your gift. That was a silent giveaway. Alright guys, any questions or comments, leave them down below, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care.